Happy Monday. The sun's shining. If we can get the temperature up just a tick, it'd be a lot better. But I hope you had a great weekend. I know I did. It was busy. It was WrestleMania weekend, if you didn't know. So I tried not to leave the house anymore, and I absolutely had to. So there's that. But hope you're doing great. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. But first, I got to thank the people that make this possible. Thank you to our sponsors. Also, thank you to our subscribers. And for 99 cents per month, you can subscribe to the Diner Podcast on Facebook. All you got to do, click that button twice, and you are subscribing. Early access to podcasts and other cool things. We're going to get that salesmanship stuff out of the way. And we're going to get to our first segment, the Next Level Athletes. Starting off in the Next Level Athletes, we're going to the NBA. Cleveland Cavaliers in the playoffs. They had their first game. They took on the Raptors, and Terrell South star Craig Porter Jr. is a member of the Cavs. The Cavs beat the Raptors 126-113 in game one. RJ Barrett led the Raptors 24 points and 3 assists, and Donovan Mitchell dropped 32 points and 4 assists as well. Craig Porter Jr. got in the game. No stats were recorded. Going across the pond to Hungary, Ingus Korman took on Deck. I don't know. I can't even pronounce it. And they're the play-out round, in round one of the play-out round. Corman won 109-108. We got some MLB action, Major League Baseball. Charlotte South star Timmy Herron plays for the Cleveland Guardians. He's a pitcher. They did a 3-game series against St. Louis Cardinals. He got in those 3 games. Game one, the Guardians won 9-3. Angel Martinez had 2 hits, a ribby, and a home run. Gavin Williams had 4 strikeouts. Timmy Herron pitched 1 inning and got a strikeout. Game two, the Cardinals won 6-5. Jose Ramirez had 2 hits, an RBI, and a home run. Joey Cantillo had 4 strikeouts, and then Timmy Herron pitched 0.1 inning. And then in the final game of the 3-game series, St. Louis wins 5-3. Kyle Manzardo, 2 hits and a ribby. And then on the mound, Slade Secchione had 4 strikeouts. Timmy Herron pitched 0.1 inning as well. And we're dropping down to the college ranks. And the way I did college and high school, I went to my friend AI. And I said, hey, here's all the Dynaverse teams. Give me the top 10 games for the teams out of all the next level teams. And so here's what it spit out. This is kind of my new format. I kind of like it. Let me know your thoughts on it. We're going to start with Huntington. They played a 2-game series against Spring Arbor. The Forcers win both games. They win 18-6 in 7 innings for the first game and 4-0 the second game. Kiefer Wilson in game one, 3 hits, 4 RBIs, and 2 home runs. And then he had a hit, 2 RBIs, and another home run. Yes, the Greencastle Star is doing very well at Huntington. Now we're jumping up to ISU. 3 games for ISU made the top 10. ISU they played IU. They didn't beat IU. They played IU. IU won 17-12. Nick Sutherland from Greencastle, 3 hits, 2 RBIs, and 2 home runs. And then ISU played Wright State twice and won both of them. I was buffering, sorry. Sycamores winning 14 innings. We went to extra innings on that, 8-7. Sycamores with the dub. Nick Sutherland got 2 hits. And then 6-3, Sycamores get the win. Nick Sutherland a hit, 2 RBIs, and a home run. And in the final college baseball game for the day, Murray State against Illinois State. The Racers win 1-0. Luke Mistone had 2 hits, and the Northview Star pitcher Dylan Zinko got 1 strikeout on the mound. Now we've got college softball. IU Southeast starts off against St. Mary the Woods. IU Southeast wins 19-1 in 6 innings. Caden Bennett had a strikeout for the Pomeroys. And then IU Southeast takes on St. Mary's again in game 2. Pomeroys win this one 4-2. Bailey Duke, 2 hits, 3 ribbies, and 2 home runs. Caden Bennett had a hit, an RBI, and a double. Rose Holman played a 2-game series against Principal. Principia. I don't know how to say it. Principia is what we're going to call it. The Engineers shut out Principia 17-0 in 5 innings. Abigail Shearer from Clay City recorded a run. And then in game 2, the Engineers beat Principia 14-1 in 5 innings yet again. Abigail Shearer recorded an RBI. Taylor University took on Grace University, and Trojans win 14-2. Lizzie Centers had a hit, an RBI, and a double. Great job from the Clay City Star. Appalachia State, another Clay City Star over there at App State. They beat NC Central 10-0 in 5 innings. Emily Ching had 2 hits, 3 RBIs, and a double. And Sophie Moshos had 6 strikeouts. Evansville beat Bradley 7-3 in Missouri Valley action. Brooke Voss had 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and a double. And then Kate Ridgway had 9 strikeouts, the former Sullivan Golden Arrow. Congratulations to all of our next level athletes. That's going to keep growing. People are like, what is that? I should have said this at the beginning of the show, but next level athletes, we got the Dinerverse. We got our 43 schools right now. And this is where the athletes from those schools, they go on to the next level. They either play in college or they play in the pros. So that does it for the next level athletes. Next up is a varsity special. All right. We're going to start off with some baseball action. Terre Haute North against Edgewood. The Patriots win 4-1. Nate Millington had 2 hits and a triple. Braden Dean had a double. Sam Lawson had 2 hits and an RBI for the Mustangs. Carter Hayden and Mason Merrows had 2 strikeouts each. Terre Haute North then took on Bloomington South, and they got the win. 4-3. Braden Dean had 2 hits and a double. Colton Moore had 2 hits. Nate Millington and Chase Millington, they're the brothers, might be, 2 strikeouts each. North Central takes on Clay City, and the T-Birds win 8-2. Colton Taylor had 2 hits, an RBI, and 2 doubles. Adam Farmer had 2 hits and an RBI, and Lane Fegley recorded a double. We're back with Terre Haute North. They took on Plainfield, and the Patriots win 11-4. Braden Dean, 2 hits, 4 RBIs, and a home run. Briar Goda had 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and 2 doubles. Yes, a 2, and a 2. And Colton Moore with 2 strikeouts to go along with the 2s. Sullivan takes on Riverton Park, and the Arrows get the shutout victory 12-0. Jaden Norris had 3 hits, 4 RBIs, and a home run. Carter Mishler, Ty Hamilton, and Adam McKinley each added a double. On the mound, Hunter Mason and Carson Norris had 2 strikeouts. And then for the Panthers, Eli Roberts had a hit and a double, and Jackson Weil with 2 strikeouts. Northview against Terre Haute South on Friday night. I got to make my PA announcing. I was a PA announcer. I'm really trying to hype that up, make it sound better than it really is. I was a PA announcer. Made my PA announcing debut for Northview. First high school baseball game I've watched in 20 years. And I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just having fun and calling what I see, and that's how I get through life. But it was a good atmosphere. Terre Haute South battled. Northview took a 2-0 lead early on, and then eventually Terre Haute South came back and battled 4-2. They cranked a homer. I said, that's the first homer I've seen in 20 years. Unfortunately, it was South, which is Denver's team, so I'm not like that disappointed about it. But, you know what I mean. I'm rooting for the home team because I'm on the mic because I wanted the home team to crank a home run. But I'll say, hey, I got to see a home run over the fence. It's pretty cool. But at the end of the game, Northview battles back. They're down. They're down 1, 4-3. They get 2 guys on base. Easton Thomas walks up. He hits that sucker all the way to way out there. Didn't go over the fence, but went way out there. Got 2 scores to run. We got a walk-off single with 2 runs. So congratulations to Knights to end that game. It was a fun atmosphere. Terre Haute South, man, they brought the energy. You guys both teams could throw the ball really fast. One kid got hit in the head, and good thing I wasn't mic'd up because I might have said a bad word because it shocked the crap out of me. But it was a fun time, and I'm looking forward to tonight's game that is going on when you watch this. So Northview wins 5-4. South Putt against Cloverdale. The Eagles win 6-3. For the Eagles, Dallas Mullen led the way, 3 hits, an RBI, and a double, and Lucas Harris had 3 strikeouts. North Putt against Frankfurt, and the Hot Dogs win 11-5. Braden Chu had 2 hits and 2 RBIs, and Alex McKenzie and Kellen Windmiller had 2 strikeouts for the Cougars. Park Heritage against Covington. Trojans win 9-6. Easton Alexander had 2 hits and 2 RBIs. AJ Asbury had 2 hits, a ribby, and a double. And Gavin Ziegler had 3 strikeouts for the Trojans. Greencastle against Crawfordsville. We got MAC action, Dynaverse action all rolled into one. Tiger Cubs win 2-0. Brighton Gray got a hit, 2 RBIs and a home run. Gavin Tyson, Dylan Wall, and Griffin Goodpasser had 2 strikeouts. And then for Crawfordsville, Connor Ellsbury, Mason McCarty, and Landon Gerald had a hit. And then a lot of strikeouts here. Jacob Lee, Jaden Jimenez, Ethan Campbell, Braden Schulte, and Henry Bannon, and Matt Miller recorded 2 strikeouts on the mound for the Athenians. Game 2, Greencastle, Crawfordsville, round 2. Tiger Cubs win 7-1. Ashton Dayoff had 3 hits and 2 ribbies. Nathan Sutherland cranked a home run. And then on the mound for the Tiger Cubs, Caden Scott, Dylan Wall, Griffin Goodpasser, and Sam Gooch got 2 strikeouts. For the Athenians, Mason McCarty, 2 hits, an RBI, and a double. Jaden Jimenez had a double as well. Connor Ellsbury, Braden Schulte, and Landon Gerald got 2 strikeouts. Riverton Park, Fountain Central, Wabash River Conference, Dynaverse matchup. Here we go. 16-6, Panthers with the dub. Colette Sanders led the way. 4 hits, 3 RBIs, a double, and a triple. Jackson Wild with 4 hits and a double. Bruce Landis, Eli Roberts, Trent Crowder, Michael Stepp, Derek Collum all got doubles. Brody McConnell and Blake Todd with 2 strikeouts. And then for the Mustangs, Wyatt Clark got 2 hits. Asher Davis and Paul Adams with a double each. And Uriah Wildman with 2 strikeouts on the mound. Fountain Central was not done. They went on to face South Vermilion, and the Mustangs win 21-7. Nolan Acton led the way with 4 hits, 3 RBIs, and a double. Asher Davis and Aiden Batchelor cranked 2 home runs apiece. Joan Cervantes had 2 doubles. Bryson Ross had a double and a home run. And then on the mound, Joan Cervantes and Wyatt Clark with 2 strikeouts. And then for the Wildcats, Colton Minette, 3 hits, 3 RBIs, and a double. And Bryson Lemons added a double. Just when you think it's done, Game 2, South Vermilion, Fountain Central, WRC, Dynaverse yet again. Here we go. Wildcats get the win this time, 6-3. Bryson Lemons, 3 hits and a triple. Cam Lemons, 3 hits, and Braden Krim added a double. Jackson Shue and Braxton Idleline, 2 strikeouts on the mound. For the Mustangs, Ryan Mitchell had 2 hits and 2 RBIs, and Joan Cervantes added a double. Wyatt Clark with 2 strikeouts on the mound for Fountain Central. Now we got Casey Westfield. We're going across state lines, baby. They took on North Central. The Warriors win 13-4. Hayden Lovell had 2 hits and a ribby. Tyler Volk, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and a double. Yes, a 2-2-2. Landon Justice got a triple. And then Drake Warby had 7 strikeouts on the mound. Then for the T-Birds, Graydon Walters and Hayden Schultz had 2 strikeouts. Colton Taylor had a double. Then on the mound, Colton Taylor and Adam Farmer with 2 strikeouts each. Casey Westfield then takes on Robinson in some LIC action. The Warriors win 7-3. Robinson's Grayson Brown had a hit and a ribby, and Isaac Hardiman had a hit, a ribby, and a double. AJ Noblet with 2 strikeouts. Darren Hupp had 3 hits and a ribby. Jackson Julius had a double, and Hayden Lovell had 4 strikeouts. And then we got Bloomfield, Linton, Stockton, SWAC action. Cardinals get the 10 victory. Chase Wiles, 3 hits and an RBI. Aiden Scott with a homer. And Brecken Stevens had 2 strikeouts. Richland County against Lawrenceville. Tigers win 8-4. Carson Fox had a hit and 2 RBIs. Marshall against South Vermilion. The Lions win 10-3. Reed Ramey went pretty good. He had a pretty good game. 3 hits and 4 ribbies. For the Wildcats, Braxton Idleline and Braden Krim with 2 hits. And Braxton Idleline and Colton Monet had 2 strikeouts. Newton against Mount Carmel. 5 home runs hit for one team. Gavin Minor had 2 hits, 4 RBIs, and a home run. He led the way. Quincy Fulton had 2 home runs. Dominic Baltzel and David Ferguson each with a home run. That was actually Dominic's first career home run for the varsity squad. Congratulations there. Carson Bartholomew. We're going to call it that because I butchered your name and I apologize. 3 strikeouts. Then we got Robinson against Marshall. I didn't write the score down because I'm not smart. Brody Baker had 2 hits, though. Cascade against Southmont and some MAC action. They played Southmont twice this week. Cascade Cadets win 14-4. And this a lot of people got some action here. TJ Turner, 3 hits, a ribby, and a double. Braxton Lewis, 3 hits, 3 ribbies, and a home run. Delton Howery with a home run. Lucas Kent with a double. Braden Cravens, Toby Savini got a triple. And then for the Mounties, Fisher Binge, a hit and 2 RBIs. Colton Corey and Landon Grimes with 2 strikeouts. Game 2, Cascade Southmont. Cadets win 13-4. Delton Howery had 3 hits and a double. Marcus Hobson had a double. Braxton Lewis with a home run. Noel Peters had 2 strikeouts. And then for the Mounties, Dean McGuffey, 3 hits, 3 RBIs, a double and a home run. And Kason Bouchon had a triple. Going up to the Indy area, Greenwood there. Yeah. I brought up my inner macho man. Center Grove against Columbus North. The Trojans get the shutout victory, 10-0. Tristan Yeaman, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, a double and a home run. Drake McClurg and Gannon Grant each with a home run. Leon Delp with a triple and Reed Sawa with a double. Western Boone against Bethesda Christian. The Stars win 13-1. Quinn Westerfeld led the way. 3 hits, an RBI, a double, and a triple. Yes, that is an almost cycle. Owen Howell had 3 hits, a ribby, and a double. Easton Nance and Bo Sawyer with a double. Jack Mallory and Kane Jackson, 2 strikeouts on the mound. And we got Southmont, Fountain Central. The Mounties win big time, 15-2. Dean McGuffey leading the way. 2 hits, 5 RBIs, a triple, and a home run. Colton Corey had 2 doubles. Eden Hernandez and Fisher Binge with a double. And then for the Mustangs, Aiden Batchelor, a hit, 2 RBIs, and a home run. Garrett Acton had 3 strikeouts. North Montgomery, Chargers taking on the Western Boone Stars in some MAC action. 14-2, Chargers get the dub. Leighton Yancey had a hit and 2 RBIs. Levi Stewart, 2 strikeouts on the mound. And then for the Northmont, I about screwed that up. I almost butchered it, but I caught myself. Again, I'm still talking about it. Crew Cole, 4 hits, 4 RBIs, and a triple. Lucky Young had 3 hits and an RBI. Aiden Ambrose Cruz had a double. And we got Avon. They took on somebody. I didn't write their opponent down. Oh, Franklin Central. That makes sense. I didn't read all the way. You got to read everything. I come across that in my some of my posts. People don't read everything all the way, and they want to argue with me. Whatever. Avon against Franklin Central in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. The Orioles win 5-3. Caleb Wessel, 2 hits, an RBI, and a double. Jack Bland with a home run. Clayton Lenz with a double. For Franklin Central, Parker Sleeth had a hit and a ribby, and Lane Armstrong with a double. Aaron Peets and Cohen Atwood had 2 strikeouts on the mound. And then in Game 2, Franklin Central Avon, they played twice this past week. The Flashes win 9-5. Braden Mahoney had 2 hits and 2 RBIs, and Alex Sorg with 2 strikeouts. Jack Bland for the Orioles, 2 hits, an RBI, and a triple. And then Riley Crane added a triple as well. Woo! That did it for high school baseball. There's a lot of teams. 43 baseball teams, 43 softball teams. What is that, 86 teams total? And it's still growing. I got 3 teams on the radar. If they keep interacting with me, they're going to get added to the Dynaverse. That's kind of how you get added. It's not hard. There's no application process. You just kind of like keep following along and commenting and interacting with me. And then I just, thank you, you're in it. All right, college high school softball. West Vigo, Cloverdale. The Vikings win 15-4. Gracie Davis had 3 hits, 3 RBIs, and a double. Cameron Funk with 2 doubles. Briley Jones, Anna Colson, Grace Rogers each got a double. Adelaide Mayor Rose, 2 hits and 2 RBIs for the Clovers. West Vigo against Riverton Park. The Vikings win 7-2. Lily Krause with 5 hits and a ribby. Grace Rogers had 4 hits, 2 RBIs, and a double. J.C. Elkins, 3 hits and a ribby. Cameron Funk with 3 hits. Bradley Jones with a double. And then Aubrey Mormon had a hit, an RBI, and a double for the Panthers. And Kaylee Jukes with 2 strikeouts. And then we got Clay City and Shakamak. The Eels win 22-6. Cameron Rhodes going off. 4 hits, 6 RBIs, a double, and a home run. Bree Rexstrode had 4 hits and a ribby. Mariah Scott, 3 hits, 5 RBIs, and 2 doubles. Ellie Stolting, 3 hits, a ribby, and a double. Carly Smith had a double and a home run. Faith Mitchell and Charlie Walters each had a double. Terre Haute North against Bloomington South. Patriots win 12-2. Kylie Walker had 2 hits and 3 RBIs. Cambry Sparks and Kinsey Ziegler had a double as well. Northview against Shakamak. The Knights get the shutout victory 10-0. Jillian Abusir led the way. 2 hits, 4 RBIs, and a double. Kelly Krause with a home run and Maddie Pridemore with a double. Sullivan against Terre Haute South. The Arrows win 12-6. Hallie Howard had 3 hits. Miley Van Vinder had 3 hits, 2 RBIs, and a home run. Kinsley Wiltermood, Addie Fosdick, and Wrigley Goodman each had a double. South Putt against Cloverdale. We got a battle for Putnam County right there. 11-4. Eagles get the dub. Brindley Mullis had 3 hits, 4 RBIs, and a home run. Lila Holderfeld and Alyssa Pinkleton with a home run. Adri Burge with a triple. For the Clovers, Adelaide Mayorose had 2 hits, and Sarah Nichols added a home run as well. On the mound, Sarah Nichols and Keely McSwine, I can't read, 2 strikeouts. Now we got a Park County battle right here. Riverton Park, Park Heritage. Panthers win 12-8. Madeline Lumet, 2 hits, 3 RBIs, and a double. Callie Jukes, with 2 strikeouts. Then for the Wolves, Carly Noonan had a hit and 2 RBIs, and Berkeley Shelsky had a double. Leah Mathis, 3 strikeouts on the mound. North Putt against the Frankfurt Hot Dogs. The Cougars win big time, 28-3. Bella McKinney had 4 hits, 2 RBIs, a double and a triple. Yes, that is an almost cycle there. Kirsten Connor had a double and a home run. Jolie Rust, Bella Boucher had a double, and Jolie Rust had 2 strikeouts on the mound. We're back at MAC action. Greencastle, Crawfordsville, 16-5. Tiger Cubs get the dub. I was going to do the West Side thing, but my fingers don't work as well. But West Side got the dub. Allie Hassler, 3 hits, 6 RBIs, and 3 home runs. Yes, 3 home runs. Katie Detro had 3 hits and 2 doubles. Sky Bean had a triple. Marley Stokes and Alexi Nichols had a double. Fountain Central and South Vermilion over here in the WRC, 12-1. Mustangs get the dub. Patience Bixler had 3 hits and an RBI. Jackie Weber had a double and a triple. Breland Brooker had a double. And then Park Heritage against North Central. Wolves win 20-2. Taya Sturmer, 2 hits, 6 RBIs, and 2 home runs. Maddie Crowder and Paisley Hartman had a home run as well. Reese Fagley, 2 hits and a ribby. Casey Westfield against Lawrenceville. The Warriors win 13-0. And ever since the Warriors have come onto my radar, I've been watching along, and they are very, very good. Lucy Moore, 4 hits, 6 RBIs, a double and a home run. Yes, that is an almost cycle as well. Ava Goebel got the double. Jillian Gilbert with a home run. And then Casey Westfield against Arthur Okall. I don't know the name. Christian. Arthur Okall. Anyway, Warriors win 7-4, regardless of what the other team's called. Ella Whitaker had 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and a triple. Jillian Gilbert and Gabriella Fry had a double. Kind of butchered my words there, and I apologize. Anna Karras with 3 strikeouts. Richland County against Lawrenceville. The Tigers get the shutout victory, 10-0. Taylor Bloomer, 2 hits, 3 RBIs, and a home run. Kaya Sessengood had a home run. Miranda Dowdy with a double. Notre Dame against Bloomfield. Cougars win 14-2. They win 14-2. Apparently my English is not that good. Addison Lafferty had 3 hits and an RBI. Lila Koontz and Bella McIntosh each had a double, and Laylee Smith with a triple. Greta Dinnigan and Dixie Hudson with 2 strikeouts. Robinson against Casey Westfield. The Maroons win 3-1. Rihanna Moss had 2 hits and RBI and a triple. Eva Herman had a home run. Kate Rimmel and Avery Strauss with 2 strikeouts. Anna Karras had a hit and a double. And Lucy Moore and Ella Whitaker had 2 strikeouts on the mound. I just ate some Qdoba. It's stuck in my mouth. Oh, I'm getting tired. Bloomfield against Linton Stockton. The Miners win 6-5. And we went to extra innings. There was a 10-inning game. And the Miners came out with 1. Bella McIntosh had 2 hits and 3 RBIs. Lila Koontz had 2 doubles, and Laylee Smith with a double. Zyla Hendricks and Dixie Hudson with 4 strikeouts. Tutopoulos against Flora. The Shoes, the wooden shoes, baby. They win 5-0. Kara Hartke had 2 hits, 2 RBIs, a double, and a home run. Yes, that is an almost cycle. Malia Helmick had a home run, and Chloe Hain had a double. Olivia Wormer and Lauren Shue each had 2 strikeouts. Marshall against Tri-County, the co-op. I don't know the 3 counties. I just call them the Tri-County team. The Lions win 21-1. Lynn Wellborn, 3 hits, 3 RBIs, a double, and a home run. Ella Mattis had 3 hits and a ribby. Avery Cornwell, Mackenzie Davis had a double. Caitlin Hilliard had a home run. Newton against Ultimate, and that was a game. 14-0 Eagles victory. Allie Herman had 2 hits, 3 RBIs, and a home run. J.C. Dahm and Paige Wagner each had a home run. Audrey Reich with a double. Gabby Flowers had 2 strikeouts. And Lexi Gast had a perfect game. So there's that. There we go. Effingham against Hillsborough, and the Flaming Hearts win 13-1. Keegan Koenig had 2 hits, 3 RBIs, and a double. Natalie Armstrong with a home run. Charleston against St. Teresa. The Trojans win 25-2. Madison Watson, 4 hits, 3 RBIs, and a double. Raylan Cox had 3 hits and 8 RBIs and 2 home runs. And then we got Hudsonville, Palestine taking on Diederich. The Tigers win 9-0. Hayden Monan, 4 hits, an RBI, and a double. Bradley Crick, 3 hits, 2 ribbies, and a double. Kaylin Shoulders had a double. Kendra Allenball had 2 strikeouts. Cascade against Avon. Big matchup there. Cascade wins 11-4. Grace Parks, 3 hits, 3 RBIs, a double, and a home run. Madison Paget had 3 hits, 5 RBIs, and 2 home runs. Elena Wilhite had a home run. Lacey Godby and Taylor Gibbs each added a double. Lily Heath and had 3 hits for the Orioles. Reagan Cooper with a double. Peyton Kellermeyer had 2 strikeouts for Avon. Center Grove against Western. Trojans win 15-2. Bryn Meyer led the way with 4 hits and 3 ribbies. Taylor Barrett and Kirsten Harden had a triple. Taylor Barrett and Addison Wolf with 2 strikeouts. And then Cascade against Southmont. The Cadets win 13-4. Macy Pugh had 5 hits, 4 RBIs, and 2 home runs. Lacey Godby had 4 hits, a ribby, and a home run. Madison Paget, 3 hits, 2 RBIs, a double, and a home run. Caitlin Grzowska had 3 hits. And then for the Mounties, Ella Berry, 3 hits, 2 RBIs, a double, and a home run. Cadence Lewin and Kaylee Turner, 2 strikeouts. Western Boone against North Montgomery, 13-0. Allie Lewis, 2 hits, 4 RBIs, and a triple. Peyton Blankenship, 2 hits and 4 ribbies. Bailey Nichols had a hit. Blake Braun and Erica Newkirk, 2 strikeouts. Covington beats Attica 22-3. Naveen Hill with 3 hits and a ribby, and Kinley Goris with 3 strikeouts. For the Trojans, Ashlyn Alexander had 3 hits and 2 RBIs. And there's a lot of doubles. Ava Stein, Lauren Hardy, Jaylee Legoo had a double. Seeger beats North Vermilion 20-3. Layla Cavanaugh had 6 hits, 4 RBIs, a double, and a triple. And then Willow Campbell had 2 hits and a triple. Owen Valley beats Brown County 8-0. Avery Wells, 3 hits, an RBI, and a double. Edgewood against Bedford North Lawrence, Mustangs win 11-2. Ella Sproul, 3 hits, 3 RBIs, a double, and a home run. It's an almost cycle. Maddie Bland with a home run. And then Frontier beats Attica 6-5. Sarah Trapp, 2 hits, 2 RBIs for the Ramblers. That was for Frontier. Kinsey Goff had 3 hits, 2 ribbies, and a triple. And then North Montgomery against Attica. The Chargers win 9-3. Kinsey Goff leading the way, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and 2 doubles. And then Kendra McClamrock had 2 hits and 2 RBIs. Jayla Burge added a home run for North Montgomery. We got North Clay softball too. The JV took on the Otter Creek Otters, and the Knights went 11-4. Laney Hughes led the way with 3 hits, 2 ribbies, and a double. Lindley Brashears, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and a home run. Adeline Pattengale had a triple. Sophia Beeler with a home run. Avery Hoskins, 7 strikeouts. Then they beat OWRV 18-0. Lindley Brashears, 3 hits and 2 ribbies. Sadie Wheeler had 3 hits, and Avery Hoskins, 5 strikeouts. That does it for this week's Varsity Special. Time for that rookie report. We're going to start off with some travel softball. The Gators were down in Shelbyville or up. I don't know where Shelbyville's even at. They were in Shelbyville somewhere. And they faced Red Alert. The Red Alert wins 10-4. Claire Reedy led the way with the Gators, a hit and a ribby. Claire Reedy also had a strikeout. Then they faced the Canes. And the Canes win 7-5. Adeline Walters had a hit and a ribby. Tinley Wilkins, 5 strikeouts. Then the Thunder Kids. The Gators beat the Thunder Kids 7-5. Chloe Hoskins led the way with 2 hits and 9 strikeouts. And then the final game of the weekend was against the Crush. The Crush win 14-6. Ryland Strange had 2 hits and a triple. Maylee Hoggett had a triple. The Gators go 1-3 on the weekend. Now we got Blue Jays. The 8U Blue Jays just moving up from AAA to AA. This is their first AA tournament. Now let me tell you something, brother. The Blue Jays became runner-up. They're runner-up in their first AA tournament. So shout out to the Blue Jays making noise. They keep leveling up and they keep taking down all comers. They start off against the BBC, not the British Broadcast Company, this youth league baseball team. I don't know what they're called, but they're not the British Broadcast Company. Blue Jays win 17-0. Tucker Fry, 3 hits, 4 RBIs, and a home run. Cole M, 3 hits, 3 ribbies, and a double. Noah Neely had 3 hits and a ribby as well. Then they face the Indiana Bandits, and they win 15-7. Cole had 4 hits, 5 RBIs, and 2 doubles. Tucker Fry, 3 hits, 2 ribbies, and a double. Then they face Center Grove. The Trojans of Center Grove and the Blue Jays win 16-6. Tucker Fry led the way, 3 hits, 5 RBIs, and a triple. And then Gavin had 3 hits, 3 RBIs, and a home run. And then they face the Bandits yet again. And the Blue Jays win 6-5. Cole had 3 hits, 3 ribbies, and a home run. And W added a double. Then in the final game, the Trojans of Center Grove beat the Blue Jays 12-9. Tucker had 4 hits and 4 RBIs, and Gavin had 4 hits, a ribby, and a double. The Blue Jays went 4-1 on the weekend. All right, we got some 12U baseball action. We're starting with Mooresville. They took on DBC, and the Pioneers win 12-4. Weston Garman and Mason Robbins each had 2 hits and a ribby. Caden Hipfling and Tucker Rimster had a double. Mooresville then takes on Velocity, and Velocity wins 7-2. Easton Neely had 6 strikeouts for the Pioneers. And last game of the weekend, the Pioneers face Big Red. And that's not me, that's the youth baseball team. Big Red wins 15-7. Gunnar Wright had a hit, a ribby, and a double, and Caden Hempfling had a hit, a ribby, and 2 doubles. And then Chandler Helton had 5 strikeouts on the mound. The Pioneers went 1-2 on the weekend. Staying in 12U action, the Riley Braves. They took on the Raptors. The Raptors went 9-8. Rylan Thatcher led the way with 2 hits, 3 RBIs, and a double. Ben Hamblin and Luke Jones with 2 strikeouts. Then they faced the Indy Legends, and the Braves win 9-2. Ben Hamlin led the way with 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and a double. Connor Kirk, though, throwing out heat with 7 strikeouts. Then the Braves beat Velocity 9-8. Rylan Thatcher led the way again, 3 hits and a ribby. Luke Jones had 8 strikeouts. Then the Braves beat the Wow Factor Bandits. Not the Braves, the Bandits. The Wow Factor Bandits. Braves win 4-2. Rhett Chaney had 2 hits and a ribby, and Luke Jones added 2 hits and a double. Connor Kirk had 11 strikeouts. That kid's on fire on the mound. Last game of the weekend, the Braves win against the Astros 10-2. Connor Kirk led the way, and so did – Connor Kirk did. 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Matthias Madsen had 2 hits and a ribby. I didn't miss the count of the numbers, as you can tell. Keaston Pettijohn had 3 strikeouts. So let me look at my notes here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Braves go 4-1 on the weekend. We're transitioning to some softball. 9U softball action. The Reelsville Warriors were in action this weekend. They took on the Explosion. The Explosion edge out the Warriors 10-9. Hadley Pearson leading the way with 2 hits and a ribby. Brecken Griffith had a double, and Baylor Griffith had a triple, and I could be wrong because you're twins, and I'm always wrong. Addison Peters had 3 strikeouts. Vincent Sting was the next opponent. The Sting win 13-6. River Peters had a hit and an RBI. Brecken Griffith with 4 strikeouts. And then in the final game of the weekend, the Explosion, yet again, Warriors face the Explosion. The Explosion wins 7-2. Nova Herschel had 3 strikeouts. Now we're moving on to some basketball. They're playing basketball. I'm not very good at it. We're going to the Valley Elite. They were on the road this weekend at their tournament. They start off against Flint's Finest, and they beat Flint's Finest 57-14. Branson F., 13 points and 7 assists. Savion H. had 11 points and 5 rebounds. Oliver Thompson, 9 points and 2 boards. Then they take on the Blue Chip Elite, and Blue Chip wins 60-46. Branson F., 14 points and 3 rebounds. Xavion H., 14 points and 10 rebounds. Yes, that is a double-double. Nolan R., 10 points and 4 assists. Then Valley Elite takes on Martin Brothers, and the Elite win 57-41. Nolan R., 16 points and 2 rebounds. Branson F. had 15 points and 3 rebounds. Xavion, 8 points, 15 boards. Grabbing them rebounds like it's going out of style. Valley Elite end out the weekend against the Omaha Empire. And the winner was Omaha! Omaha! If anybody's Peyton Manning fan from the Broncos, you heard that all the time. Omaha wins 61-60. Branson F. had 15 points and 5 rebounds. Xavion H. had 15 points and 17 rebounds. Charlie Whittle had 11 points and 9 boards. Then we got the 5th grade junior Knights. They're over at the Wabash Valley Family Sports Community Center. I probably butchered that name like I always do. The Knights take on Utah. The Knights win 37-25. Lucas Harrison led the way with 10 points and a board. A.J. Johnson had 8 points and 2 rebounds. And Parker Neese had 6 points. Then in game 2, the Knights take on UCF, and the Knights win 61-17. Carter Brunette led the way with 14 points. Parker Neese with 12. And Jace Batchelor with 10. And that does it for the rookie report. Now it's time for the best part of the show, the Red Velvet Power Performers. This week's Power Performers are all those names, all those power performers, the players of the week. Congratulations to the players of the week. I do have one last present for y'all, and we have a beast this week. That's right. Newton's Lexi Gast pitched a perfect game earlier this week, and that is a beast of a performance. So congratulations, Lexi. And that does it for this week's edition of the U Sports Chowdown. Got to thank the sponsors one more time. We're hitting the road. Take care. Keep pushing. Bye.